Hello and welcome to this week's episode of WakeEd Wednesdays. In this week's episode, we're going to look at the WCPSS policy manual. Now, there's a few things you should know about policies. A lot of policies exist in what's known as the Parent and Student Handbook, and those same policies are found in a true policy manual. And in fact, many of the policies are shown here on the website in these different areas as far as how these policies are executed in everyday life in the school system. But if you actually want to find the coded policy manual for the school system, you would actually go to About Us, School Board, click on that, and then as you scroll down here, you'll see View Policies, View School Board Policies. Let's click on that. So this is the way that we found to locate this information, and it explains the policy manual transition that's happening right now in the school system, and they are looking at every policy from the old policy manual and migrating them to new policies, updating them, updating their language and whatnot. And so we're going to look at the old policy manual first. And you can see that it is segmented by area as far as, how the Board of Education governs itself, administrative services, and so on down the row here. So for example, you can see support personnel, click on this, and you have all of the policies that relate to support personnel, right? Financial services here. Again, fiscal management, the policies governing the school finance officer, annual budgeting, and it scrolls on and on. There's hundreds of policies in the policy manual and how the school system governs itself. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go back and we're going to choose the new policy manual. So as the policies are updated from the old to the new policy manual, they get added here. And many of them, including some important ones like student assignment and whatnot, have been updated and are in the new policy manual. So you click here, and you see you're in a similar section here, except this is new policy manual, whereas the other one said old policy manual. And again, you can see that these now have similar numbering system, 1,000, 2,000, and so on, but the names underneath them are different. And they seem to be pretty clear, like students, board operations, governing principles. Then you have some that came from before, like fiscal management, for example, support services. So if we go to students, for example, 4,000, you'll see again that these are listed in numerical order. And if you go here to like policy 4150 and then 4150R and P. What's interesting about these right here is that 4150 is the assignment and transfer policy itself, and then the R and P is the regulations and procedures for following 4150. So if we click on that, you can actually read how the school system organizes itself in terms of student assignment. And it's quite a lot of information there, but it gives anyone who's interested in student assignment, particularly if you're looking to request a transfer, it lays out all the rules and regulations that the school system and the parents must follow and what qualifies for a transfer. And click on the little back arrow. There we go, back. And if we go into the R&P, there we go. This one's a little bit different, and it discusses in more detail some of the key things to know about student assignment. So if you have a question about student assignment and you're not feel like the website itself gives you the best answer you can get, this will tell you everything you need to know. So now let's take a look at, let's say, board operations. Okay, so this goes over what it means to be a board member, what your role and obligations are, what committees and so on there are, any board advisory councils. So for example, here is Board Advisory Council, and these are, each board member holds meetings in his or her district over a period of the school year where parents and other stakeholders in the community are invited to attend. And so these are the rules and regulations over how those board advisory councils are to be carried out. So that pretty much concludes our review of the policy manual, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.